Is this the greatest season in the history of the Houston Texans? Could we be witnessing the birth of a dynasty led by a rookie sensation and a defensive mastermind? The answer, according to one of the greatest players to ever wear the deep steel blue, is a resounding yes. Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you the most explosive news in the NFL. But before we dive into the legendary J.J. Watt's shocking Super Bowl prediction, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, comment the city you are watching from right now. I want to see how far the Texans H-Town made movement has reached. Second, hit that like button to support the squad. And third, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a single update on this historic postseason run. Now, let's get into the heart of the matter, because the NFL landscape just shifted under our feet. For the 3rd consecutive year, the Houston Texans find themselves in the playoffs, but this time the vibe is completely different. This isn't just a team happy to be there, this is a team that people are actually afraid to play. Since DeMeco Ryans and C.J. Stroud took the keys to the franchise in 2023, the culture in Houston has undergone a radical transformation. We are talking about a total 180-degree turn from the bottom-dwelling days of the early 2020s. The Texans are now riding a massive 9-game winning streak to close out the year. Think about that for a second. 9 games without a single loss in the most competitive league in the world. They aren't just winning, they are dominating. While the media often focuses on the flashy play of C.J. Stroud, and rightfully so given his meteoric rise, the real story of the second half of the season has been the defense. The Houston Texans currently boast the #1 ranked scoring defense in the entire NFL. They allow the lowest yards per game in the league. This isn't just good defense, it is historical, suffocating dominance. J.J. Watt, the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and the undisputed GOAT of the franchise, recently went on NFL on CBS and dropped a bombshell. He didn't just say they were a good team, he said this defense is good enough to win the Super Bowl. When Watt speaks, the football world stops and listens. He noted that the AFC is currently wide open in a way we haven't seen in decades. The old guard is fading, and the Texans are the new wolves at the door. Let's look at the context here. In previous years, you had to deal with the peak Tom Brady or the absolute prime of the Steelers or Ravens. While those teams are still tough, Watt believes the parity in the AFC this year makes it the perfect vacuum for a hungry, defensive-minded team like Houston to fill. The path to the Super Bowl usually requires a defense that can travel, a defense that can play in the cold, and a defense that can stop elite quarterbacks. Houston has proven they can do all 3. During this 9-game heater, they didn't just beat up on bottom feeders. They took down the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. They walked into Arrowhead Stadium and silenced Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. They handled divisional rivals and playoff contenders like the Jaguars and the Chargers. This is a battle-tested group that fears no one. DeMeco Ryans has brought that San Francisco 49ers defensive intensity to Texas, and it is paying dividends. Players like Azeez Al-Shaair have been absolute monsters in the middle, flying to the ball and punishing anyone who crosses the line of scrimmage. The secondary has become a no-fly zone, and the defensive line is creating pressure with just 4 rushers, which is the ultimate key to postseason success. When you can pressure the quarterback without blitzing, you can drop 7 into coverage and make life a living nightmare for even the most veteran signal callers. This is the formula that J.J. Watt sees as the Super Bowl ticket. He knows what it takes to dominate at the highest level, and he sees those same traits in this current Texans roster. It is a terrifying prospect for the rest of the AFC. As we head into the wildcard matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, the confidence in the building is at an all-time high. The fans are electric, the city is buzzing, and the legend himself is putting his stamp of approval on this team's championship aspirations. But the defense is only half the story. To truly understand why this team is different, we have to look at the maturation of the offense and how C.J. Stroud has handled the pressure of being the face of a city. After a mid-season injury scare that had fans holding their breath, Stroud returned and has looked better than ever. The chemistry he is building with his receivers is reaching elite levels, and the timing of their peak performance couldn't be better. We are witnessing history in real time, and every snap from here on out could be the one that defines the franchise for the next 20 years. Stick around as we break down the financial impact and the tactical masterclass that is making this run possible.
Continuing our deep dive into this Texans revolution, we have to talk about the offensive resurgence that has J.J. Watt so optimistic. While the defense is the anchor, Watt pointed out that the offense is starting to figure themselves out. This is a scary thought for opponents, because if the offense hits its ceiling while the defense is already #1, the Texans won't just win games, they will blow people out. Watt specifically highlighted Nico Collins as an elite playmaker. Collins has transformed into a true WR1, the kind of physical specimen that defensive coordinators lose sleep over. His ability to win 50-50 balls and create yards after the catch has been the safety net for C.J. Stroud. Then you add in the veteran presence of Dalton Schultz at tight end and the emergence of Woody Marks, and you have a multifaceted attack that is becoming increasingly difficult to scout. Let's talk about the offensive line, which was a major concern early in the season due to injuries and shifting lineups. Late in the year, they have finally found their rhythm. As Watt noted, they might not be the strength of the team compared to the defense, but they are good enough. In the playoffs, good enough is all you need when you have a quarterback who can make off-platform throws and a defense that doesn't let the opponent score. Looking at the financial implications, the Texans are in an incredible position. C.J. Stroud is still on his rookie contract, which is essentially a cheat code in the modern NFL. It allows GM Nick Caserio to surround him with high-priced talent like Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter, while other teams are struggling to stay under the cap because of their quarterback's massive salary. This Super Bowl window is wide open right now. If they make a deep run this year, the Houston Texans will become the premier destination for free agents this offseason. Imagine more elite veterans wanting to join this young core to chase a ring. The rumors are already swirling about who might want to come to Houston next, but for now, the focus is entirely on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin's Steelers are never an easy out, but they are facing a buzzsaw. The Texans are 2-0 in the wildcard round under Stroud, and playing at NRG Stadium gives them a massive home field advantage. Historically, the Texans have been the little brother in the AFC, often overlooked and overshadowed by the dynasties in New England or the Stars in Kansas City. But as J.J. Watt said, this year's AFC is just a little different. There is no clear-cut juggernaut that looks unbeatable. The Ravens have had their struggles, the Chiefs have looked mortal at times, and the Bills are inconsistent. This leaves a massive gap for a team with a top-tier defense to slide through. Tactics-wise, D'Amico Ryans is playing chess while others play checkers. His ability to disguise coverages and utilize the versatility of his linebackers has neutralized some of the best offenses in the league. The stats don't lie. Number 1 in scoring defense is a title you earn through blood, sweat, and perfect execution. Every game during this 9-game win streak has been a lesson in complementary football. When the offense stalls, the defense scores or creates a turnover. When the defense needs a breather, the offense puts together a 10-minute drive. This is the blueprint for a championship. Fans on social media and Reddit are already starting to plan parade routes. The hype is reaching a fever pitch, and while some call it rat poison, it's hard to ignore the reality of what this team is accomplishing. They are taking care of business on road and at home. They are winning in primetime. They are winning when it's ugly and when it's pretty. The legendary J.J. Watt doesn't just give out praise for the sake of it. He is a harsh critic who knows what greatness looks like. If he says this team is Super Bowl caliber, you can bet your house that the locker room believes it too. The narrative that they are too young or it's not their time yet is being shredded with every victory. In the NFL, your time is whenever you take it. The Texans are taking it right now. As we look forward to the matchup next week, the key will be maintaining this defensive intensity. If they can shut down the Steelers' run game and force their quarterback into mistakes, Stroud and Collins will do the rest. The journey from a 3-13-1 team just a few years ago to a Super Bowl contender is one of the greatest turnaround stories in sports history. Whether they reach the ultimate goal this year or not, one thing is certain. The Houston Texans are no longer a footnote in the NFL. They are the main event. What do you think, Texans fans? Is J.J. Watt right? Are we going to the Super Bowl this year? Let me know your score predictions for the Steelers game in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans, and subscribe to stay updated on every step of this playoff journey. This is your home for everything Texans, and we will be here covering every moment of the postseason. Go Texans!